King and Queen of the Ring 2024 is officially wraps. It's officially in the books and done. And to me, surprisingly, it was a good pay-per-view. Almost all the way to the end. Almost all of it was good. And it led stuff at interesting standpoints in the future. In a pay-per-view that did not have a lot of interest for people, that actually ended up turning out being actually very, very good. But before we get into my review, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Back to the video. So it was Liv Morgan versus the defending champion Becky Lynch, and to me, I really enjoyed the match. It was a little clunky in the beginning, but I felt like they were able to smooth well, pull off certain moves, having a decent match going back and forth, and Liv really bringing it to Becky Lynch, being the aggressor, being the dominant one in the match. It was very great, but of course, we have to get to the glaring part. Of course, we get to the end of the match. Dom comes out, and then of course, when Liv is with the ref, Dom throws into a chair into the ring to go up to Becky so when Dom goes up to the top of the rope on the ring apron, Liv comes over when Becky's distracted, hits the DDT, hits the Oblivion, and the 1, 2, 3. And Liv Morgan has completed her part of her revenge tour. She is now your new Women's World Heavyweight Champion, which is crazy. And I like the hard work because I'm actually happy that she won it because they actually made her credible. So it doesn't feel weird of her winning Money in the Bank and cashing in or winning a random battle royal. It all makes sense. It all just kind of worked out and finally got a win over Becky Lynch. So to me, it works. Everything works out. Everything played out great for Liv to make her seem like a credible champion. Now I just hope she actually gets a great run at least. And I know eventually this title is going to go back to Rhea. So hopefully Liv will just get a decent run with it before Rhea comes back or whenever they do it. So either way, I'm happy Liv Morgan, your champion, and to me, I think it was a great match. Now we get into our triple threat match against Sami Zayn, Bronson Reed, and Chad Gable. This was perfect. It was amazing. The crowd loving Sami, crowd booing the heck out of Chad Gable. It was perfect. But I like everyone had their moments. But at the same time too, I love that they really added Bronson Reed more into this because I thought the feud was lacking Bronson Reed. I thought he was the third wheel in this entire feud. So for him to really get spotlights in this match, and even with Chad Gable, just showing how great he is, countering, having this weird, ankle lock where he's trying to ankle lock on Sami, and then what? Sami gets him in it, Bronson comes in, and then have this weird caterpillar or centipede, we're all carrying each other in an ankle lock, and then, Bronson trying to suplex Sami and Gable, and Gable gets out of it, suplexes all three of them, but of course, we get to the final sequence, or she took out Bronson Reed, she was fine with doing that, but when he saw Sami Zayn, he was like, oh my god, should I be doing this? And of course, then Chad Gable come over, yelling at him, what are you doing, smacking him, pushing, grabbing his hair, all of that stuff, and then when he's finally actually about to do it, Sami gets out the way and hits Chad Gable, and the man, Bronson Reed's in the ring, Sami Zayn hits a little kick, 1, 2, 3, and Sami Zayn is still your Intercontinental Champion, and that is great, and I believe that they're gonna run it back someday, Creed and Ivy Nile with them involved with Alpha Academy story, but overall, this ending was perfect for their story. It played out well, and everything played their part right. I want you to see more of where their story is going to prolong into the future, leading to the rest of this year. So I'm very interested. Then we get into one of the King and Queen matches, and that is Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax for the Queen of the Ring. And to me, even though there was much in-ring work in this, I thought this match did great because Nia Jax does great with people who are smaller than her, who are more agile and faster than her, who can move around and really, so she can throw them around, trash them around, and makes Nia Jax seem more dominant, and that plays well to her wrestling style. And to me, overall, this match, even though I didn't have ring, I still thought this match did what it needed to do, and it was still very fun and very great to watch. To me, I'm just very happy though that Lyra Valkyria is new to the main roster and already getting shooted up to show that she is a top main event player, and she's already getting to be on her first pay-per-view this soon and going toe-to-toe with a veteran like Nia Jax. And she looked great in the match, did amazing. But then, of course, we have to talk about the crucial moment, which where Lyra was trying to do a sunset flip, trying her hardest to get Nia Jax over and throw the sunset flip, and then out of nowhere, Nia Jax squashes her and sends her straight into the mat. I don't know, someone has to check on Lyra, because I thought her guts was out everywhere. I thought her ribs or just insides was destroyed because that squash that she did on Lyra, Jesus Christ, did it look nasty. But overall, I'm so happy for Nia Jax because ever since she's been back, she's been killing, and she deserves a queen in the ring. So congrats to Nia Jax and being your new queen of the ring. Then we get into men's king of the ring, and that is Randy Orton versus the ring general Gunther. In this match, wow, probably close to being probably my match of the night. It was honestly perfect. Having a dream match of Randy versus Gunther versus each other was absolutely amazing. Just from telling the storytelling in the beginning of them both being very aggressive, Randy being the more aggressor and Gunther kind of looking scared. It doesn't know how to counteract the Viper Randy Orton and going through it. But of course, they're playing with the injuries throughout the match, you know, where Randy's taking these chops, but then of course when he's trying to do his power slam move, he hurts his knee, you know, or him trying to hit an RKO, missing with the RKO, he hurts his back. Telling the story of what Gunther saw openings and was finally able to capitalize on Randy Orton. Randy Orton's chest looking absolutely like an absolute mess, but they were going back and forth, and so even when we get to a middle part of the match where you thought the match was almost over, when Randy hits a clean RKO on Gunther, but because of his injuries, he couldn't capitalize on the injury. Gunther was able to come up, roll him over, put him on his elbows, and then pin him for the 1, 2, 3. But the thing is that if you looked on the camera, Randy Orton's shoulders were completely up in the match. Afterwards, after the whole pay-per-view was done, Triple H did address the shoulder and saying when Randy is back to help, they will do a rematch in the future. He said whatever the ref said was final, it's whatever. But when Randy is ready, they're gonna have a rematch. And I'm like, I thought this was going to happen once, but us getting a rematch so soon, I'm happy for that because this match was excellent. But Gunther now is your new king of the ring, which was absolutely amazing because he was on one of the obvious picks. And so now he goes to SummerSlam for a world title match, and that is going to bring a lot of controversy on who ends up being the champion for Gunther, the face, at SummerSlam. But overall, congrats to Gunther because he just keeps propelling himself from the mid-card to the main event thing, and sooner or later he will become champion because Bash and Berlin is right after SummerSlam. It lit Dragunov. This is Gunther in the main event. Beautiful. Now we get to Logan Paul versus the defending champion Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Universal Championship. And this match was absolutely great. It was a great match, but there was some issues that I had with this match. But overall, it was great. But overall, I did like the story that they were playing here about, you know, Cody Rhodes being this defending champion, Logan Paul is still being this kid who can be mad enough to not use cheats and underhand tactics to actually beat Logan. He's a kid and has to go to these tactics to try to beat Logan with the brass knuckles, and almost even getting into it with Michael Cole or Corey Graves have to fight him. I thought Michael Cole might have to put back on the singlet and have to go wrestle Logan Paul in the ring then. Go back and forth, but overall everything in the in-ring work was great. Hits a Cody cutter onto the table, and then Cody gets back into the ring and the ref is about to count it out, but Cody says not to, and Cody letting Logan come back in the match, which almost ended up costing him, which I thought it was great. It did add to the story they were telling into this match, so overall that was a good point to put into it. And then of course we had this sick shot later in the match where Cody's on the table, Logan is on the top rope about to hit his signature frog splash onto the announce table, which nails Cody Rhodes right onto the table perfectly, gets him back in the ring, and of course, you know, Cody kicks out yada yada you. And then of course we get into a part where we actually get a ref bump, which I'm actually very surprised by because we only see that with Roman Reigns matches. We don't see ref bumps that much, which was crazy. But either way, we see Cody Rhodes actually hit a vertebraker, which we haven't seen because it's been banned for a very long time, so it's crazy that we see that nasty move with the vertebraker, Cody Rhodes actually doing that. So of course when Cody hits the vertebraker, he hits the 1, 2, 3, the ref's out, so he can't get the pin. But of course, right when that happens, Logan Paul low blows him and then is about to hit the brass knuckles onto Cody. And this is the part where I have an issue with. The announcer that was ring announcing, some Saudi person, I'm not really familiar with the person. So the Saudi announcer that ended up pulling out Logan Paul on his leg or grabbing his leg so he wouldn't use the brass knuckles. And I thought this was so stupid. Why out of all people? Like, this makes no sense because we know this feud is a one and done thing. There's no next thing. Like, there's nothing that's going to come out of this. But to me, this doesn't lead to anything. Logan Paul's going to complain about it, but it's not going to lead to a match or anything. That's why to me, they should have did LA Knight to stop Logan Paul. Like, LA Knight was in the crowd. That could have made perfect sense. Have Logan Paul leave for maybe a month or two, come back Money in the Bank, and then he feuds with LA Knight at SummerSlam. That could easily be more storytelling to their story. It would have made more sense. That's why it kind of annoyed me with that, because why are you doing that? That's not adding anything. I guess it's something for the hometown people people there in Saudi, but to me, I thought it was just very stupid. But overall, Cody Rhodes hits 3 crossroads after that. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is still your undisputed WWE Championship. But either way, these are my thoughts and opinions, just overall review of King and Queen of the Ring of 2024. And overall, it was a good show. It had some great moments, some shocking moments, some disappointing moments, but either way, overall, it was a pretty good show to wrap up of King and Queen of the Ring. But let me know down in the comments, do you agree with my opinions about the show? What are things you liked or disliked about the show? Let me know down in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we have to see what's next and what stories are we gonna have leading up to Clash of the Castle. We're just gonna have to wait and find out. So now you all can go shoot, bye bye.